People fleeing Afghanistan in the midst of the Taliban takeover arrived in the U.S. this week, suitcases full of belongings gathered in a rush.
It was a nightmare. It was really horrible. We got the news and they just told us to get out of our house since we have the U.S. passports. So we had to run. We left everything there.
14-year-old Sarah Fratan is an American citizen who lives in Virginia, but spent the last 9 months in Kabul visiting family, where her father is an interpreter. They arrived at the Dulles Expo Center in Virginia after 5 days of travel, escaping a close call with the Taliban.
The Taliban were outside of our house, and when we made it, we got the news that the Taliban was under our apartments. So if we were there for 5 more minutes, we would have met the Taliban, and who knows what would have happened.
The rush to get to the airport in Kabul has been dangerous. The crush of people desperate to leave has led to trampling deaths.
It was really terrifying because they were using tearing gases and as well as fighting.
25-year-old Sakina Husseini, who now joins her husband in the U.S., recounted seeing children as young as 6 months old dying in the chaos.
The children were dying because there were many people they were pushing that they have to get to the flight, yes, to the terminal. Due to that, most of the children, they were dying, especially 2 years baby and as well as 6 months baby.
She left family behind, including a sister, and worries what the future holds for her.
The Taliban, they don't allow women to get outside of home, and they don't allow to go even to their jobs.
Getting refugees out of Afghanistan is just the first step. Refugee organizations and church groups are helping to get them settled and find housing. Airbnb, along with its network of hosts, says it will provide temporary housing for 20,000 refugees here in the U.S. and around the world. The CEO says property hosts began to ask how they could help over the weekend, and Shep, they now have a way to designate their listings as open to receiving one of these refugee families.